Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be reviewing somebody else's online course, a course that isn't mine. Now, I have 3 different online courses, and of course I want people to take my online courses, but sometimes there are courses out there that offer something different that I don't, and that is exactly what this course is. Today I'm going to be looking at J.M. Fortier's course, the Market Gardener's Masterclass. And it's a lot different than anything I have actually published, so I'm happy to check it out and give you guys sort of an inside look. They've given me an access to the course, so we're going to go in and pour through it, check it out, and see if it's right for you. I also have a discount code with this course, so if anybody wants to sign up for it, they got $100 off. They're opening the enrollment really soon here, and you know, I'll just address this right off the bat. Somebody might ask, Curtis, why would you support somebody else's online course? Doesn't that compete with yours? Well, no, it doesn't actually, because JM's course is very different than anything I've done. This course is really all about crops and production. And for a lot of people who have taken my course, have come to my workshops and things like that, I cover that stuff, but my specialty is more about business and marketing and things like that, and this is the kind of stuff that I really delve into in my course. So they're very different products. And one thing I also want to say right off the bat is how valuable these courses are. Before any of this stuff was around, before there was a curtisstone on YouTube, or there was a Jean-Martin Fortier writing the Market Gardener, there wasn't a lot of content out there about market gardening, small-scale farming, profitable small-scale farming in particular. So the advantage you guys have with taking courses like this is you're literally skipping years of trial and error. J.M. Fortier and myself and many others have gone through a ton of trial and error to figure out the things that we have figured out. And these courses are really giving you a fast route to success. So I hope that's what you'll find in this course. But let's I'm going to go in my greenhouse and we're going to just check it out. So let's get into it. All right, let's just jump into it. There's a part right in the beginning here. So this is, well, first let me just give you a little bit of an overview. I'm in here now. And the course is primarily video content, which is great. There's little bits here and there that are like where they've got some other stuff posted, some info, like some spreadsheet type stuff. You know, when you get into the crop planning stuff, there's some PDFs and whatnot. You know, crop planning is a huge one. It's actually something that I don't cover a lot in my content because my style of farming, micro farming, urban farming, growing, you know, a handful of different crops, we don't really need to plan crops in the same way that somebody who is farming a market garden like Jean-Martin would, where you've got a wide variety of different types of crops. So there's a lot to that, and this crop planning section is quite in depth. The sort of the trial and error that I've had with crop planning over the year, I would almost guess that there's enough value in this course just in the crop planning section itself. It literally will save you so much time. The level of detail in this course is pretty amazing. But let me just kind of go to the beginning here. There's this part right at the beginning, and I like this, where JM says, where he talks about the masterclass, and he basically says here right in the beginning what I kind of said at the beginning of this video, and like, you know, what this course is and what it is not. He goes through this really well. So there's this nice introduction here. I'll kind of skip past that. Where is it here? Welcome. Oh, this is the part here. Okay, so this is the video.
Make sure that you have the right perspective on how to use this best. So first of all, the concept is like a recipe book. So we will be showing you instructional videos of how to do things every step of the way. And you will have 2 ways to understand the materials. There is going to be videos where you see how I do things every step of the way, and written information that gives you clear instruction about how to do these things. They're on a PDF, and you can watch them online, but I highly suggest that you also print them down and put them into a binder. And that will be your class binder, where you'll have, through the classes and through everything that will come up, a lot of resources will be put in that binder. Okay, this class is a how-to class for growing vegetables on 30-inch permabeds, aiming towards minimal tillage, no-till practices. This is what we're doing, and we're doing this organically. And it's really focused on the technical aspect of your farming. What this course is not is an intro course to organic vegetable production. I expect that you already have a background and you've already been educated in some of the key core principles of organic farming. And this is also not a course about business and the management side of farming. I want this class to be about growing strategies, tips, techniques, and that's the focus, because these won't change.
So there you have it, right from the horse's mouth. So, you know, so basically how it works is you've just got your sort of sub, or your main subjects along the left here, and then you go through all this stuff. There's videos for everything. Like I said, the videos are all very well produced.
Okay, hi, welcome to the crop planning session.
And he's got some
Okay, so crop planning, really important.
classroom stuff here, which is great, because when you get into crop planning, it's a real, you know, it's a nebulous subject. There's a lot to it, you know. You probably want to tackle that one in the morning with a fresh cup of coffee and make sure you're really on it. Whenever I've taught crop planning in workshops that I do in person, it's something that I try to tackle right away, or not right away, but just early in the morning. You leave it to the end of the day, it can go over your head pretty quickly, and I always kind of see people kind of nodding off because they just get overwhelmed with information. Crop planning isn't that, it's not that complicated. It's just there's a lot of variables to it. So it's really great that they've covered this in here. Section on tools, you know, videos with all the different types of tools out there. Yeah, great video here on the BCS, kind of showing all the different implements and stuff like that. You know, the other thing here, in my mind, as a person who spends a lot of time teaching, the biggest two values in this course are for sure the crop planning section. It's JM is a real master of crop planning, a wide variety of crops for various different market streams, and that is very valuable. The second thing that's probably worth more than anything, maybe it's the number one thing, is how extensive the crop information is in this course. And this is something, like even in my course, I cover crops, but not to this degree. And again, my course is very different than JM's course. My course is more about the business and the management side, linking, and of course production, we cover production, but the crop detail in this is unbelievable. You know, I've got YouTube videos on some of these, but the level of detail they go into here is really great. I like when you click on the crop, you've got first like sort of an overview, talks about the cultivars or the varieties that he uses, the spacing, and then, you know, fertilization requirements, a lot of detail, preferred irrigation methods, so on and so forth, and then of course videos on all of these crops. So tutorial video. So we're looking at arugula here, and let's just jump into it.
Arugula, called roquette in French. Arugula is easy to grow, yet not so easy, because we really want to aim to have top quality, super tender arugula, like you would see when you go to Europe. Like the arugula there is always super nice, and that's what we aim for. There's a couple of tricks to get there, but the end product looks like that. We sell them in half-pound bags that are really filled with air. Growing really sweet and tender arugula, we seed every week to harvest always from a fresh new bed. We use a quick cut harvester to speed up that harvest. They're covered with row covers in the spring, insect netting in the summer, and I'll show you all the steps on how to grow amazing arugula.
So you can see that they jump in here, and he's got
Rolling it along,
how to seed it, all that level of details. One thing I liked about the way they did this course too is they put a discussion forum for every subject that you're in, so that's kind of cool because then everything is hyper focused. Another thing that I was really impressed by in this course is that JM's got some of his crew in there. The only one I've seen so far is Danny Bouchard, but Danny is an awesome farmer. He's like, you know, he's like JM's, you know, well, JM's actually got a couple great people working for him, but he's got many great people working for him. I've known Danny for a few years now, and so it's cool to see a guy like Danny in here posting and contributing, because there's a whole other level of expertise in there that you get besides just having JM present in the course. So baby greens, beets, one that's like, you know, out of all the crops, the section on tomatoes is extremely comprehensive. And I actually, when I taught my last workshop with JM at his farm, he was kind of showing some of this content to the students, and it's pretty amazing. Those guys run a very tight ship with tomatoes, and the kind of production they get out of there only happens with the type of micro detail that they apply to this crop, and there's a lot to it. I've always grown tomatoes a lot more simply. I've never really got into grafting, but some parts of the world need to do that, and in Quebec and maybe the northeastern part of the US, places that are more humid, more prone to soil-borne diseases and things like that, grafting tomatoes is just part of the reality of it. So the specifics and the details on the tomato section here is very impressive, especially for somebody like me who's never really grown them to this level of production. I mean, they fertilize their tomatoes every single week. They're doing lower and lean. It's very, very advanced. You know, we've done hard pruning and we've put a lot into our tomato production over the years, but this is a whole other level of tomato production. And so yeah, there you go. You got your crop section. You know, it's really cool. The course is very intuitive. It seems like you know, you mark your achievements in it, so it keeps track of where you've been and the sections you've completed and all that. Hey, look at that. There's Michael Kilpatrick. I think Michael contributed a little section to making a bubbler in here as well. But yeah, the course is very intuitive to kind of just go through in a linear way, and you can jump around with things if you want to. Yeah, the crop section is really, really cool. I really enjoy this. Let's take a look at this lettuce bit here.
Lettuce are an awesome crop for many reasons, but it's something that is easy to grow, and the most important thing about lettuce heads is that everybody buys them because everybody eats lettuce. And so there's a few tricks to grow really nice head lettuce. For us, we make a lot of money with lettuce when we don't spend a lot of time in the field. So we transplant them. We're going to cultivate once really fast using an amazing tool. Then we monitor the water. They have the fertility when they're going, and then harvesting them efficiently, being gentle, and bringing them to market and having constant supply. That's really the trick here. So in order to do that, we have a program where we transplant and start lettuce heads every 2 weeks in the season. And so we're always sure that we're in a continuous supply, hot weather, cold weather. They overlap sometimes, but I'd rather have a bit too many than not enough, because when we bring them at market, we just sell a lot of them.
I'll just stop it there for a second. You know, one of the other great things about this course is not only is JM a very experienced farmer and has, you know, 2 farms to show for his experience, but JM's a good teacher. He's an articulate speaker, despite the fact that he's a French Canadian. He's a great teacher. I've worked with him many times. Your effectiveness as a teacher, I find very important if you want to convey an idea to people. You need to be able to speak clearly and communicate that idea well. JM is a great teacher, and he's a lot of experience teaching. And that's another reason that makes this course so great, is that JM's a nice guy to listen to. He has a great way of communicating. He's articulate. And I think that's worth a lot. So, I don't know what else I want to show you guys in here. So they post all their webinars in the course. So they run these webinars from time to time as the course runs, and they post them in the course. So that's cool that they're all logged there, so you can go back and view them at any other time. So that's really handy. From what I understand, they are going to be adding more content to this. They're adding new crop sections. They're going to add a section on the paper pot transplanter and in a little bit once the organic one comes through. So, you know, this is an awesome course. And when you guys see this video, there's going to be a webinar. So I'm just going to kind of wrap it up here. I just wanted to show you guys this, offer you $100 off. So if you get this course through my link, it's in the show notes right below here. You can put in that little discount code and get $100 off your enrollment. There's going to be a webinar they're doing this Wednesday. So you'll want to join that, check it out. I'll put the link to that as well. So in the show notes, you'll see a link to the course, then you'll see a link to the webinar, and then my discount code will be below that. And then go in and join the webinar. JM's going to be there talking about the course. That's going to be the 26th. That is this Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, or what is that, noon Pacific time. So I'll probably sign in and be present and check it out. So I'm excited for these guys to launch this course again. There's a lot of people that are going to benefit from this information, and try not to think too much about the price point of these things, again, because, I mean, they're expensive because a lot of work goes into this, just from a principal level. But you're going to save so much time messing around. And like when JM and I started farming, this kind of content just wasn't available. It didn't exist. So we had to figure it out. We had to go through many years of screwing up to boil it down to something like this that you guys can enjoy and literally save yourself 5 years of trial and error. So I hope you guys have found that helpful. Leave some questions and comments below in this video. Are you in JM's course? Do you like it? Is it worth the money? Do you like the people in there? If you got some nice things to say about it, please let us know below. All right, guys, talk to you later.